You ever be at a red light, and this car pulls up next to you? It's got the spoiler, the vents, the wide stance, the whole Fast and Furious starter pack. You start bracing yourself for a showdown, and then it launches like a depressed shopping cart. We've all seen cars that look fast but are actually as threatening as a sleeping kitten. Today, we're looking at the top 7 slow cars that only look fast. These rides had the aesthetic, the drama, even the attitude, but performance? Let's just say they peaked in the parking lot. This isn't just about numbers. It's about deception, broken dreams, and why slapping a wing on a slow car doesn't make it a supercar. Number 7. Mitsubishi Eclipse. Base models. We kick things off with a car that was basically a poster child for false advertising. The Mitsubishi Eclipse, especially the base models from the early 2000s. Now don't get me wrong, the 2G Eclipse GSX Turbo? That was a beast. But we're not talking about that one. We're talking about the 2.4L inline 4 versions. No turbo, no AWD, just a lot of plastic bodywork and big dreams. People threw everything at these cars, underglow, wings, intakes, stickers, even fake BOV sounds, but you were still pulling a 0 to 60 time around 9 seconds, which is fine if you're delivering pizza, not trying to race a Mustang. It was like putting racing stripes on a microwave and calling it fast. Fast in spirit, slow in reality. Number 6. Chevy Cobalt Coupe, with that spoiler. Let's talk about the Chevy Cobalt Coupe, aka the Walmart Tuner Special. These cars came with spoilers so tall, birds tried to nest on them. You'd see one in traffic and go, "Oh, okay, this dude's serious," until it pulled away like it had a trailer full of regret. With a 2.2L Ecotec engine making a meager 145 horsepower, this car looked like a sporty alternative to the Civic. But driving it was like dating someone who talks a big game and then forgets your birthday. The Cobalt SS supercharged version was no joke, that one had bite. But most people were buying the base coupe, slapping on body kits from eBay, and calling it a race car. Number 5. Dodge Neon SXT. Now here's one that's almost legendary for being mistaken as something it's not. The Dodge Neon SXT. Dodge knew what they were doing. They gave it fog lights, sporty wheels, even a little wing. On paper, it looked like the SRT4's baby brother. In reality, it was the awkward cousin with asthma. 132 horsepower, front-wheel drive, a suspension setup softer than your grandma's recliner. People would actually race these. I've seen it. They'd roll up to meets like, "I got the SXT, bro," and then get gapped by a Prius. It had the look of ambition, but the soul of a city bus. Respect the hustle. But the Neon SXT was not built to hustle. Number 4. Hyundai Tiburon, especially the 4-cylinder. Oh man, the Hyundai Tiburon. The name literally means shark in Spanish. But make no mistake, this shark was all fins, no bite. The Tiburon had a genuinely good-looking design, especially for the early 2000s. Low stance, wide grille, dual exhaust, and curves that made it look way faster than it was. Then you pop the hood, and it's a 2.0L 4-cylinder with around 138 horsepower. That's it. That's the shark. Even the V6 version, which bumped it up to around. Number 3. Pontiac Grand Am GT. The Pontiac Grand Am GT was like the automotive version of a protein shake. Looks like it'll give you gains, but it's just chocolate milk. Pontiac went all in on the aggressive styling. Hood scoops, side skirts, giant fog lights, dual exhausts. Everything screamed performance. But under all that drama was a front-wheel drive setup and a 3.4L V6 pushing 175 horsepower. That's not slow by early 2000s family car standards, but it definitely didn't live up to the promise of the visuals. To this day, some people think these were fast just because of how they looked. But they handled like a sofa and sounded like a blender with screws in it. The Grand Am GT was the ultimate catfish of early 2000s sedans. Number 2. Scion TC. Now before you at me in the comments, yes, the Scion TC was a great car. Affordable, stylish, reliable. But let's be honest. It looked faster than it was. Two-door coupe? Check. Panoramic sunroof? Check. Sporty alloy wheels and decent torque from a 2.4L engine? Double check. But performance-wise? You were getting a 0 to 60 in about 7.5 to 8 seconds. Not slow for a daily driver. But the body kit and exhaust mods people put on these things made them sound and look like race cars. Every meet had at least one TC with a cannon-sized muffler and a TRD badge it didn't earn. The TC had all the right moves, just not in the fast lane. Number 1. Toyota Celica 7th Gen GT. And at number 1, the 7th generation Toyota Celica GT. It's still one of the best-looking compact coupes of its time. Sleek lines, pointed headlights, and that wedge-like stance. But if you didn't get the GTS with the Yamaha-built 2ZZ engine, you got the GT. And that meant 140 horsepower and not much more. The sad part? The Celica GT looked every bit the tuner hero, but on the highway, it got left behind by V6 Accords. You'd hear that buzz of the little engine trying its hardest, but it never quite delivered. It's like a rock star who can play air guitar like a god, but never actually plugged in. The Celica GT was the sports car for people who liked the idea of speed more than speed itself. So there you have it, 7 cars that talk the talk but never quite walk the walk. Each one had style, attitude, and road presence, but when it came to actual performance, they were stuck in the slow lane. Look, we're not saying these are bad cars. In fact, many of them were reliable, fun to drive, and perfect for first-time buyers. But when you dress like a track weapon, people expect you to deliver. Which one fooled you back in the day? Or did we just roast your old ride? Let us know in the comments. And that's for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got thoughts, questions, or video ideas? Drop them down in the comments. I read every single one,